Hey guys, how are we doing? My name is Daniel Pasta. I'm the chef de cuisine here at Grace Meat and 3. I got two recipes for you guys that I'm excited to share with you. We have our smoked barbecue chicken and our pit beans that we do for our backyard barbecue store. So today we had already pre-soaked the beans and then went ahead and cooked them in the nice flavorful broth to prep ahead before we put our glaze and sauce together before we throw them on the stove. All right, for our ingredients for our smoked pit beans, we have some of Kentucky's finest, Old Crow. We have apple cider vinegar, brown sugar, Tennessee chow chow. You can also pick that up in your grocery store section where all the pickles and relishes are. Whole green mustard, minced garlic, MSG, which is optional, soy sauce, molasses, onions and shallots sliced thinly, and then for us we like to use some of our leftover pulled pork and brisket, but in your case you can also substitute with bacon or salt pork of any kind. So first of all, we're going to start off with a little bit of butter here. It's probably about 3 ounces. Some nice fat in the pan before we start caramelizing our onions and shallots. Now we can start adding our onions and shallots. For this size recipe, I did 2 to 3 onions, 2 to 3 shallots. And we're going to start getting some color on them. So when you're caramelizing onions and shallots, it's okay to sprinkle a little bit of salt. It'll start helping pull that moisture out and expedite the caramelization process. Our next step here, we're going to start adding our leftover pulled pork and some minced garlic to our caramelized onions. So we'll probably do maybe like a ½ pound. Start giving it a stir and get all that juicy, nice, lovely fond on the bottom of the pan incorporated to your base. Alright, now we're about ready to glaze. Kentucky's finest. We'll probably do about a cup. I kind of eyeball this, but garlic container. About a cup for this size. About a ¼ cup. Apple cider vinegar. And molasses, we'll do about 2 cups. I'm gonna add, in this recipe, this size, I'm doing a pound of brown sugar. ¼ cup. 2 cups of chow chow, about 1 cup of green mustard, get all your sugar dissolved and all your ingredients kind of incorporated. Reduce it down to about a ¼ which is about 10 to 15 minutes cooking time on medium low. Then once it's cooked down, we're looking for like a syrupy consistency. We'll add our white beans that we cooked earlier and then give that a quick stir, throw it in a pan, and then we're gonna throw it on the smoker. So something you can also look for We've already reduced this by about a quarter, but a good consistency is to do kind of like a bubble check. You're starting to see some larger size bubbles, almost dime size. Then that indicates to me that we're got a nice consistency, syrupy texture for the beans. So our base is nice and reduced and thick. It's kind of where we like it. Now we're going to add our beans that we cooked prior. So once you add your beans, you can kind of gauge the consistency. If it's too runny, you can actually take this opportunity just to keep reducing a little bit further. The best way you can do this in your smoker or even your oven at home is just getting the disposable foil pans at the grocery store or anything that's heat proof essentially. Alright guys, our beans have been smoking for about 2.5 hours. It's time to pull them off. Smoked chicken thighs. So really all you need is 4 decent ingredients to make some good smoked chicken. We have some pickle juice reserved from our pickles, chicken thighs. They're cheap, they come out consistent, and they're just a lot tastier. And then just a good old Creole or Cajun seasoning you can get from any grocery store, and then a decent smoker. Alright, so first step in making our barbecue chicken quarters, we're going to take our chicken quarters and place them in our pickle brine for 24 hours here. All you got to do is just make sure they're nice and submerged. Any type of container with a lid will work. And it goes right in your refrigerator for 24 hours. And we're going to take our chicken out of the pickle brine here. I personally like to have a towel on hand so we can kind of dry them off. Just toss the pickle juice to the side. We're going to give them a nice little coating of our Creole seasoning here. Just a light, really just a light dusting. So with the pickle juice, there's a lot of sodium, a lot of salt, so you don't really need too much seasoning. Put our chicken quarters on the smoker now. I got it rolling at 250, and we're gonna go anywhere from about 3 hours, 3.5 hours until it reaches the internal temperature. I like to do about 165, 170. Alright guys, we've smoked our chicken for about 3 hours at 250 degrees. It's time to take it off. Pediatric Project for including Grace Meat 3 in this year's cooking demonstration. Now go rock and heal.